Hi guys, welcome back to the weird side of YouTube. I'm your host, author DC Knife, and this is Casual Fridays, the show where I sit in my pajamas with Theodore, my channel's mascot, and I give you updates about my channel and my current projects, and we also do fun stuff sometimes like YouTube tags or stuff online like quizzes. Today we do have a couple of updates, mainly for my project Fairy Tales Omnia Arcana, my current writing project, which is going to be on YouTube and not an actual book. The music that I was going to make for it, we're having issues, so right now it's looking like we are going to be using copyright-free music instead. However, another update is that the prologue, which is about Arthur and Merlin and the Knights of the Round Table, is no longer going to be the prologue. It is going to be the first chapter, and the reason for that is there are so many details because it takes place over a course of like 20 years. There are so many details and fine plot points that I'm having trouble condensing it into like a 10-20 page prologue. Now it's like 70 pages. I am trying to edit it down some, but I don't think it's possible to edit this much detail into a prologue without you missing something or without me taking a lot of stuff out that you will probably need to understand the story. I also have a bit of a mental health check-in that I would like to do. If you guys have anything you need to get off your chest or talk to me about or talk to anyone about and you don't have anyone else, please feel free to message me as long as you're, over 18. I don't know how to relate to children and I don't know how to help them. I apologize. If you are a child, I don't think you should be watching my videos at all, but if you are and you need some help, talk to an adult, talk to your parent, talk to a guidance counselor. But my mental health is not as good as it could be, but it's also not as bad as it has been. After I did my story time last week, my anxiety has been like spiked. My mind keeps telling me that everyone's out to get me again, and I'm still taking my medication, but like it's still telling me that everything's out to get me again, and I am having trouble leaving the house again, unfortunately. But I do start therapy back in April, so hopefully that will in April. Unfortunately, she's booked and busy, and doesn't have time for one particular person to put them ahead of everybody else, so I do have to wait a little bit on that, but hopefully that'll help. I am having issues getting out of the house again, but I'm doing what I like. I'm not quitting. I'm forcing myself to do chores and take care of my animals and dress Theodore like I want to be dressing, depending on the video I'm doing. Just doing things that make me happy. I also got a bunch of watercolor paints, and I've never done watercolor before. I got a watercolor sketch pad, and I'm excited to start doing stuff with that. So, yeah, I'm not as bad as I could be, but I'm also not as good as I could be. So that is my mental check-in for the day. Moving on. With that out of the way, I do have something fun in mind for us to do today. It is called Plot Generator, Create a Short Story. Want to write a customized short story really quickly? Choose a style, opening, and type of ending, name your character, choose a few adjectives, and we write a story for you. Use the form below for your tailor-made tale. I'm going to do all the information from my novel. If you don't know, I did publish a novel. It's called Dream, a surreal and psychedelic gay romance fantasy novel. Very gay fairy tale-esque, young adults. It's about dealing with childhood trauma and overcoming it, and abuse, because I've been through both of those things. So we're going to start right now. The first thing is title, name after the protagonist, named after secondary character, named after an object in the story, named after the weather, named after a place where it all happens. Let's name it after the place where it all happens. Opening, set the scene. Launch into action or focus on our relationship. Let's focus on our relationship. Conflict is emotional. Resolution is happy, sad, or violent. Let's do happy. Your protagonist's name is Dante Jackson, and he is male. My secondary character's name is Theodore. Stuffingsworth, and he is male. What does the second character want from the protagonist? As of right now, probably a hug. How does the second character feel about the protagonist? Positively. And something the protagonist would like to say to the second character? I don't remember who you are. The name of the place where it all happens is Halcyon. How did the protagonist feel about the place? Negatively. A feature of the place, fog. 2 adjectives that could be used to describe that place. Let's go with haunting. Well, if my shitty ass laptop would work for me. Haunting and eerie. 4 emotion adjectives, happy, sad, grumpy. Let's go with longing, morose, lonely, and traumatized. An adjective that could describe an object. Let's go with sparkly. 6 adjectives that describe someone's character. Brave, smart, strong. What's the word when you don't really think about what you're doing and jump right into it? I can't think of it. What is that word? I'll put in headstrong, but that's not the word. Reckless. And childish. An occasion, party, holiday, funeral. Let's go with birthday party. 3 verbs, running, rampaging, loving. We're gonna put loving, crying, and fighting. Something / somebody vulnerable, singular, an old lady, baby bird, toddler. Let's go with traumatized human, because they're pretty vulnerable. A noun you might compare the main character to. He is kind of a saint. A noun you might compare the other characters to. A bear. A type of music, he likes hip-hop and rock and roll. We're gonna put rock and roll. The protagonist's favorite drink, he likes sweet tea. 2 objects, a jigsaw puzzle piece, and a giant pearl. Currency, they don't really have currency in Halcyon. Oh yeah, they do. They have dream crystals. A noun to do with the weather, fog. Let's go with stormy. Let's do rain, I guess. 3 animals, cats, plural, cats, dogs, and birds. 2 body parts, e.g. legs, arms, hair. Let's go with. Make it funny with chest hair, because Theodore has lots of chest hair, and muscular arms, because it is a romance. 4 adjectives to describe physical characteristics, big, skinny, ginger, thin, muscular, thick, and toned. And finally, what's your pen name? D.C. Knipe. Write me a short story. Haunting Halcyon, a short story by D.C. Knipe. Dante Jackson was thinking about Theodore Stuffingsworth again. Theodore was a headstrong bear with toned chest hair and thick muscular arms. Dante walked over to the window and reflected on his eerie surroundings. He had always hated haunting Halcyon with its freezing fat fog. It was a place that encouraged his tendency to feel longing. Well, yeah. Then he saw something in the distance, or rather someone. It was the headstrong figure of Theodore Stuffingsworth. Dante gulped. He glanced at his own reflection. He was a brave, smart, sweet tea drinker with thin chest hair and muscular arms. It says muscular twice. His friends saw him as a shaky, squashed saint. Once he had even brought a sleepy, traumatized human back from the brink of death. But not even a brave person had once brought a sleepy, traumatized human back from the brink of death was prepared for what Theodore had in store today. The rain hammered like loving cats, making Dante traumatized. Dante grabbed a sparkly jigsaw puzzle piece, they are sparkly in my book, that had been strewn nearby. He massaged it with his fingers. As Dante stepped outside and Theodore came closer, he could see the gloopy glint in his eye. Gloopy? Are you sick? Theodore gazed with the affection of 5,801 strong boiling birds. He said in hushed tones, "I love you and I want a hug." Oh. Oh. Dante looked back, even more traumatized, and still fingering the sparkly jigsaw puzzle piece. "Theodore, I don't remember you," he replied. They looked at each other with morose feelings, like two drab, damaged dogs crying at a very reckless birthday party, which had rock and roll music playing in the background, and two childish uncles fighting to the beat. Two childish uncles fighting to the beat. Dante regarded Theodore's toned chest hair and thick, muscular arms. "I feel the same way," revealed Dante with a delighted grin. So he only loves him because of his toned chest hair and thick, muscular arms, revealed Dante with a delighted grin. Theodore looked lonely, his emotions blushing like a gloopy, good giant pearl. Then Theodore came inside for a nice drink of sweet tea. The end. That's hilarious. I do have a let's read of my prologue for my novel. I'll leave a link up here somewhere, probably there or there. And that was hilarious. I'm going to do this a lot more with my current writing project. I'm very excited about it. That was absolutely hilarious. And I hope you guys found it as funny as I did. If you did, please leave a like and comment, and please subscribe. I desperately need it. And you can find me on all the social media at author DC Knight. And I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.